Just because we're in Buzzbin doesn't mean that we're better than anybody. It's just that we got lucky. Now we're like in the top 30 for the first time, and it's yes!
Take 1 part spicy Scottish frontwoman, add 3 parts cutting-edge producers from Madison, Wisconsin, one of whom has already made a huge musical mark. And you have Garbage, a band that came together in the most roundabout of ways.
A couple years ago, we kind of got sick of working with other people, wanted to do our own thing, write our own songs, and have our own band again. Saw Shirley on MTV. She was in a band called Angelfish. So we called her up and asked her if she wanted to come and sing a couple of songs with us, and since then we haven't even left each other's side.
On paper it sounds really weird that they picked me out of obscurity from a video on MTV, but we function as a band now, and nobody could have predicted, including ourselves, how well it would actually turn out for us. I wouldn't advise anybody else to go about it the way that we did.
We didn't expect all this to happen. Plus, Val sort of took off on its own before the record was even done over in the UK. That caught everybody by surprise. Shooting that video was the first time that we actually played together in front of people. After the first run-through, we kind of looked around at each other and thought, God, we could actually do this. That's when we realized, you know, that we kind of had an itch to play live.
Garbage made good on those desires and booked their first gig, one they won't soon forget.
God, yeah, 7th Street entry in Minneapolis, and we drove up in our tour bus, and there was tons of kids outside, and we were really excited. We go, wow, look at all the people that have come to see us, it's amazing. And then we got into the venue, which is tiny, and we were thinking, how are we going to fit everybody in here? And then we realised that Gwar were playing upstairs in the big hall, and all the kids were going up to see them.
I want to kick the teeth out of you!
Audiences are seeing a lot of Garbage these days. The band's interest in films and the visual medium have led to a string of engaging, cutting-edge videos by some of the industry's best directors. From Stéphane Sednaoui's Queer,
he's a blast to work with. He's very eccentric.
Yes.
Everything must be super cool.
To their collaborations with Samuel Bayer, Only Happy When It Rains,
I'm only happy when it rains. I'm only happy when it's complicated. And though I know you can't appreciate it, I'm only happy when it rains.
and the celluloid-inspired buzz clip, Stupid Girl.
Well, we mentioned that we liked the credits of Seven because we thought they looked amazing. And he said, well, I'm going to develop all the film in my bathtub, and I'm going to play with every single shot you see in the video. I'm going to screw with it. So we were like, wow, that'd be cool. So we shot it in 4 hours. It was really weird because we began to panic. We were thinking, are we covered here? You know, have we wasted all our time and we're going to end up with a crazy video? And then finally, the next day, he posted us our video, and we were like, this is fantastic.
I'm only happy when it rains. I'm only happy when it's complicated.
Garbage's rapid rise to fame has put them in constant demand. They began the summer playing festival shows. Then they secured an opening slot on the Smashing Pumpkins tour before tragedy struck.
We'll see. I hope that they can work through this and rise above it, you know, rise above a tragedy. It'd be terrible to see this as an end, you know, but it's something that they have to deal with, and a lot of times it takes time.
The music press has been all over Garbage, particularly Shirley, in one rather frank and sexy article.
I've had a lot of comments, but my father, it amused me. My dad was on the phone the other day, and he said, you know, people are starting to look at me strangely in the street. I'm like, oh, Dad, well, I'm sorry. My poor father is getting sidelong glances, you know.
While Manson and company have been enjoying the ride, they're beginning to question some of the more intrusive aspects of celebrity.
I think that's really unhealthy for people to sit and overanalyze what they do and talk about themselves constantly, you know. What did you do today, dear? Oh, I talked about myself for 4 hours. It's sick. So we'll probably have deep psychological problems in about a year. If we haven't got them already, we'll definitely be in trouble by next year.
Anyway, ask us another question.
Okay, here's one. In fact, the most often asked question of Garbage. Where did they get that name?
When you form a rock band, you have to send in an apply to the rock band committee to get your name. And unfortunately, we did it a little bit late, and there was only 2 left, and it was Hootie and the Blowfish or Garbage. So we took Garbage.
Have you got any more?
Evidently, we picked the wrong one.
While Garbage began rather loosely as a studio project, today its 4 members are dedicated to the band and making the most of its future.
Garbage is the priority right now, I think, because we really connected as a band, and making the record was important to us, and we want to be able to keep doing this. So none of us want to dilute it by veering off into other things, you know. And I think that we're all really psyched. No, I know we're really psyched to make a second album, to kind of take where we left off in the first record and see how far we can go with it.
We're having fun with it. If you don't have fun, don't do it. I just don't get the whole tortured artist thing, you know. It doesn't make any sense. If you really aren't having a good time, go and wash toilets for a living. We're delighted to be doing what we're doing. It's a blast.